Good afternoon, everyone. Jason here. Today is February 13th, and this is your aftermarket update. So we had a good day here at the Oil Trading Group. We had a nice ES trade to start the day. Talk about that in just a few moments. We had a in-between area on the CL that we were dealing with early in the session before we picked up and caught the real nice winner trade of the day. We'll talk about that on the CL here in just a few moments. But one of the things I want to draw your attention to here is this this ES chart. As we were entering into the trading session today, you can clearly see that this market has been in a very aggressive bullish stance here recently. And so if you just draw a couple of trend lines, you can see that the market was in a bull trend here. We chopped around a little bit, and then we've been in this acceleration mode, and this is the way it kind of ended up today. So as we were looking and getting into an opportunity today, we'll talk about our market maker levels here in just a few moments. But again, just another real aggressive run up here. But again, you can see that we were clearly in this bullish idea here today. So as we were getting into our opportunities here this morning, we have our market maker levels form up on the, let's turn these off for just a second. We have our market maker levels that form up or a set that forms up right at the pit open. These are based on price action in the overnight session because we knew that we were in this bullish idea here today. Once the market opened a bar and then closed a bar above this daily structure signal like it did here, we end up getting long right off of this daily structure signal, and we were looking for this target right up here to 23.21. And you can see that very quickly it just ran right up into the target. So that was our ES trade. This was a really simple kind of idea today based on the bullish nature of the market. We have rules around these decision points here, your market maker levels, and they immediately went to the target today. So that was a really nice opportunity there. We'll talk about this. Where it got a little bit more difficult today is on your CL. We'll talk about that here. This market was in an in-between zone this morning to start the session today. So what you have here are your market maker levels. We were looking for this area to hold here initially today at your daily structure target area at 09. So once the market opened up below this daily structure signal, we had this big sell-off here. My first trade of the day was looking to get long right here off of this 09 level. This is where the daily structure target was. We came down a little bit deeper to this market structure target. Again, finding support. Our stop was down around 98. Market rallies up a little bit, comes back, and it's in this area that we came back that I took myself out at break even +3 because we were just having this really difficult time getting up through this zone here today. Market comes back again, and then so you had an attempt down through it once. We couldn't rally up we had the attempt down through it. We tried to rally back out of that zone. That was my first inclination. We tried to do it again, and then we made a lower high here. And it was at this point that the volume began to switch into favoring the short side, and we were able to get short right here at 09. I'll show you this on the on your trade of the day video, but we did get short here at this 09 level. And actually, we took it off right down here at 77, which was today's low. So we had a daily structure extension 1 market maker level here at 82. And then we had this revision target down here at 74. So again, we were talking about 78, 79 on the target. And so once the market whacks down into 77, I immediately get out of it. And you'll see that on the video there. And then really the market just kind of spent the rest of the day trying to get back up above here. We hit we made a double bottom down there around 77, but as we sit here now, the market has tried to get through that low and is continuing to just sort of rotate around. So really, if you think about it here today, there was 118 ticks total low to high today on the market, and we were able to capture the lion's share of this move from 09 down to 77. So we caught most of this move. Really all of this move from 09 down to 77 here today. And so that was a really nice trade there for us today. Again, let's talk a little bit about the volume that we saw accumulating in that area. So I'll kind of walk you through here what we did and why we were looking at what we were looking at here on your volume tool. So we'll bring this to 60 minutes just to give us a nice big sort of time frame to look at here. So here's the 8 o'clock time frame. This is that initial sell-off. And you'll notice here, I was long here at the 09 level. So as you right here is 10.9. So as the market was coming down into it, we had a daily structure target here at 09. I think I actually got in at 11, just a little bit ahead of this big line of volume. Initially, market comes down. You see this big pool of liquidity here at 00 and 01. We get a rally back. It pulls back again. Still can't get through this big pool of liquidity. And then you begin to see that the selling pressure really becomes fairly sturdy up above you. This got up to 22.23. Then we came down one more time to 04. One of the things that we were talking about right here when it happened today is you had a number of sellers really hitting it hard here, not able to get through. One of the things that we talked about, I think there was an accumulation of about 500, maybe 600 sellers that had been, maybe we were talking about the fact that they may be getting stuck down there. We made this high, we came back down to it and made this lower high, and you can really see based on this brighter white here that there was some real volume accumulating up in this area where we had found resistance earlier in the session. So once, twice, 3 times, it was in this area that I began to look to try and get short right here, right around this 9-10 area, which is where the daily structure target was. We had made 3 attempts to get down through and then try and rally. We couldn't do it. I flipped it around short right here around this 9-10 area, and then we rode it all the way down to this liquidity here at 77. So it ended up being a really nice trade. It was a volume-driven trade based upon our decision points, and that's what we do in here. We find our decision points. We identify those early in the session. The other thing that we talked about from a trading condition standpoint, and this is important to note, is that we also had identified this market as being in choppy to sideways conditions here. So let's just take a look at that really quickly. Maybe I'll expand upon that. So we'll come back here to a daily chart. And you can see if you break this back here, just kind of squeeze this in a little bit here, you can see that we'd hit the 78.6. You have this area up here, then you can see that we've just been choppy on this daily chart. We had the 78.6 retracement from this area. And one of the things here is you have a rising wedge, which is really a bearish formation, even though it doesn't look like it's a bearish continuation formation. And so we have that developing as well on your daily chart. And so when you're in a range like this, you're playing tops and bottoms. And so our initial play here today was to try and play this long off of the bottom here. That was our initial play. You found support, came back, found support again, came back, and then it was one more rally up here around 16. We get in short here, and really it never looks back all the way down into this in-between area of your daily structure extension 1 and your revision target, and that's kind of where we were looking to take the price action off, and that's what we did. So at the end of the day, again, given the choppy nature and conditions here, we tried to get long initially. The volume was telling us that it wanted to get short, and it broke out to the downside. And so that is how we ended up playing both the ES and the CL today. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the ES trade first. I'm going to let you hear where I get in, then I'm going to speed the tape up, and then I'm going to roll right into the CL trade of the day, where we went from 09 down to 77 on that particular trade. So 78, 77, somewhere in that zone, but you'll see it. And then I'll speed the tape up. It's a 53-minute long trade, so I'm going to try to cut it down and speed it up so that you can see most of it in its entirety. So again, I'm going to let you watch these OTG trades of the day. Be looking to target up to 23.21 half on the ES, 23.21 half. I'm short here at 09. Stop is 21. Okay. And my target is my target is 74. All right, so you can see we had a couple of nice trades here today. That CL trade, its original, I don't know if I told you this or not, maybe I did earlier, but it was the original length of that trade was 53 minutes. So it was a very long trade, which was cut down there so that you could see the beginning and the end of it anyway. So again, I want to say thank you for spending some time watching the videos here at the Oil Trading Group. And until next time, I want to wish you good luck and good trading.